Caricom Lewis is a media relations manager with Prince George's County, Department of Parks and Recreation. And she has agreed to answer several questions for us on Save the Peace Cross documentary.
Thank you for having me, Renee.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. We are meeting here at the Bladensburg Memorial Park in Prince George's County. Very appropriate.
Yes, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Now, on February the 25th, 2014, the American Humanist Association, along with three plaintiffs, Steve Lowe, a resident in D.C., Fred Edwards, a resident in Greenbelt, and Bishop McNeil, a resident in Beltsville since July of 2013. They have filed a lawsuit against the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission because they feel that the Bladensburg Memorial World War I cross right across the street, otherwise known as the Peace Cross, violates their rights. Can you tell us about the lawsuit and why it involves the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission?
Well, I can't speak very specifically about the lawsuit because it is ongoing right now, but what I can say is that the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission does own the land that the Bladensburg Peace Cross currently sits on, which is why we were named in the suit. And the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission has owned that property since 1960.
We have interviewed the plaintiffs, and they are all humanists and atheists. They say that humanism and atheism is not a religion because they do not believe in God. But some people would say that it is a godless religion, or basically a cult, almost. It's not really right that the American Humanist Association can be a nonprofit, religious-based on atheism with a political agenda, attorneys on staff, and they go around the country looking for anything that might be a religious symbol or a Christian symbol and basically slap a lawsuit on the people, the places, the organizations, or schools, or monuments like the Bladensburg World War I Memorial Peace Cross. What would you say to the citizens of PG County who feel that there is no merit to this lawsuit?
Well, at this point, and from its original inception in 1919, the Peace Cross was built as a memorial to the veterans that died in service of this country in World War I. So the Peace Cross has always been a war memorial. There are no religious markings whatsoever on the Peace Cross. It is not of any religious intent. It was built here as a first monument in what is now our Memorial Park, and it's been standing in completion since 1925.
It even has the American Legion symbol on the heart of it.
In addition to the veteran markings, it also has the names of all of the war veterans who it was set to memorialize as well.
The plaintiffs have stated that their goal is to have the Peace Cross removed. They are also requesting that their attorney fees and nominal damages be paid. What is the goal of the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission for this lawsuit?
Well, again, because the lawsuit is ongoing, I can't speak specifically to the case, but of course, as the defendants, we have responded to the lawsuit.
According to the lawsuit, discovery needs to be completed by February 2nd of 2015. Will the discovery and dispositions related to the case be available to the public or concerned citizens?
I believe all the information that is able to be made available to the public is either being made available on the Maryland State website or on other websites. Whatever is able to be made available would be made available. But obviously there are many things that are not for public consumption.
When do you think the lawsuit will be going to trial?
Oh, I would have no idea at this point.
And what website will they be able to look at for information on the trial date or anything on the case?
I believe that the Maryland court system does have the documents up on their website for any interested parties to view. I believe that both the complaint and the ongoing status of it are both available.
Will the public be notified of the trial date, and will the public be able to attend the trial?
Both of those I don't know. I assume that some of that would be up to the judge in the case, whether he will allow any public into the courtroom, but that I don't believe is a decision of the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission.
As we stand here around the park, there are other memorials right here on the grounds, and the landscape is kept very well. Matter of fact, there's a guy, going around right now working on the grounds as we speak. There's a World War II memorial. There we've got the Vietnam memorial, Korean memorial, even the Pearl Harbor memorial right here, and right in front of us we have the memorial for 9/11. And of course across the street we have the Peace Cross, the Bladensburg Memorial, World War I Memorial Peace Cross. Now, with all the memorials right here, who's in charge of the maintenance of the land? I know that you all own the land. Who's in charge of the maintenance of the land and the maintenance of the memorials?
Well, right now, all of these monuments actually do sit on park and planning property, and our maintenance team is responsible for all of the maintenance in this area. Some of the monuments belong, their maintenance, care, and restoration belong to a different part of the organization that would go beyond landscaping, because, for example, the Peace Cross is actually designated as a historic site in the registry for Maryland. So its care is significantly different than just another facility would be.
And who cares for that?
Right now, our department is responsible for the care of the Peace Cross right now because it sits on our property.
The structure is in need of desperate cleaning. And there is structural damage to the Peace Cross, as you can probably see. Is there any plans for any work to be done or any maintenance to be done on the Peace Cross that you know of?
Right now, we are actually in process of contracting someone to do a review of the Peace Cross, if you will, to see what actual work or repairs or restoration do need to be done to it. And again, because it is a historic monument and it has there was a special way that the concrete was done to make the Peace Cross. It was the first of its kind, actually, and the process was actually named after the constructor. But we'll have to see what special care that the Peace Cross needs, and the study for that is going to be underway in the next few months.
As you know, the Peace Cross is 40 feet high, constructed of cast concrete with exposed aggregate. In other words, it's not just cement and concrete like the other monuments. It was designed by John Early, a famous architect. Basically, the Peace Cross is not just a World War I memorial, it's actually also a work of art. The Peace Cross has a bronze plaque in front of it with a list of the 49 men that dedicated their lives in World War I for our freedom. And that bronze plaque is in desperate need of being cleaned and restored. And that can't be done by anyone either. That has to be done by a specialist. And the work on the maintenance and the cleaning of the Peace Cross, you're right, it has to be done by a specialist, and it has to be reviewed and determined what has to be done, how to do it. And it's not just like any of the other memorials right here that can be very easily cleaned up with a power spray or something, or the Boy Scouts coming and doing some work.
Which is why, again, we are specifically contracting a specialist who understands the special needs of the Peace Cross to advise us on its care and restoration.
Do you think that maybe since the Peace Cross is over 50 years old and meets the requirements to be part of the National Registry of Historic Places, that it should be considered for it?
That might be a good idea. As you know, the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning owns many historic properties in Prince George's County. So the Peace Cross is one of them.
And if a concerned citizen went ahead and nominated the Bladensburg Memorial or Peace Cross into the National Registry, how do you think that the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission would feel about that?
Again, we know that the community loves the Peace Cross. It's been part of this community for nearly 100 years, and so again, we own many national, statewide, and local historic figures. So the department is more than happy to own pieces of Maryland history.
If the Peace Cross was on the National Register of Historic Places, then it could not be removed or destroyed by the American Humanist Association or the three plaintiffs or anyone else. Plus, there would be funding to clean it and maintain it.
That is true, Renee, which is something very significant to consider.
Thank you very much, Kara, for being with us and being part of Save the Peace Cross documentary. We really appreciate it.
No problem. I was happy to come and answer your questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.